Hello beautiful people, it's your local witch bitch that reads your soul. I need to learn my slogan. This will be the first official video on my channel, and so to break the ice I'm gonna do a sample for the general sign of Scorpio, since this was, well, so I have I need to learn to talk. To my first 2 subscribers, hey guys, thank you for supporting me. We're gonna be using the Secret Mirror Tarot deck, which has a very sort of anime black and white. Some of them look very berserker, is it that anime-ish sort of vibe? I have one card somewhere that really reminds me of, okay, yeah, like this guy. Like, doesn't this dude look like the blondie in the anime, or is it just me? Anyway, so we're gonna do a shadow work spread, which are respectively, files, what you are currently denying, what negatives or positive people point out that you have difficulty accepting, anxiety, what causes potential anxiety for you, inferiority, where you lack confidence that you could improve upon so you can, for the betterment of yourself and your life. Anger, what qualities in someone else triggers an angry reaction in you. And anger is fear in disguise, so something that you unconsciously fear that needs to be addressed. What do you rarely talk about with others, aka like a blind spot of vulnerabilities, where you feel vulnerable. And self-loathing, self-forgiveness, self-love. So what you self-hate about yourself, self-loathe, that we would need to address, that you address, so you can heal from that and become a stronger, healthier, happier, better person. So I'm just because it's a brand new deck, and I need to shuffle it thoroughly to really mix the cards well. So 9 of Cups. At the moment you're single and thriving, and it's a beautiful energy of self-sufficiency. But you also have all those 9 cups that you could technically share with somebody else, but otherwise you're just happy on your own. And you are lacking only 1 cup to the beautiful, forever, happy ending with a family. This is like the emotional jackpot. Oh, and speaking of the devil, here is that famous Ace of Cups. That new emotional fulfillment that could potentially bring you from the self-satisfied single energy to the otherwise more complete end of the cycle, but also more fulfilling, less selfish, less self-centered, emotional sharing of the bounty, sharing the riches. These are not part of the official spread. I'm just explaining when cards pop out. So this is for the general sign of Scorpio, especially, since that is the one I promised I would start with. Hope you guys are doing well, having a nice September. For October, I am planning definitely more shadow work spreads, not specifically this one, although this one will be tackled at some point in the month, but I have a few other ones lined up, and hopefully I will have enough time and energy to do all the 12 signs. If not, well, there is no if not. I want to have enough time and energy to do all the 12 signs. That is the purpose of this channel, to help you guys. We might tackle a bit of dearly departed, if that speaks to you, if it's relevant to you. So what does Scorpio need to know for a better healing? Whoa, too much, and there's still, although wait, you know, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, Judgment, oh, this is the end cards. King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, yeah, I don't need more shuffling, never mind. Just putting everything back randomly so as to shuffle a little better. This would be me, by the way. The High Priestess is the one who knows, who is like the Oracle of Delphi, who gets tuning into energies. She knows, but she doesn't speak a lot. You have to ask the right questions, follow your intuition, your gut feelings. Really tap into that sacred radio antenna from the universe, so to speak. These are so smooth to shuffle, it's amazing. Couple more and we'll be ready. Hopefully. Oh yeah, and we will end with a couple of oracle cards for good measure, for confirmation. Just to, like, you know. Interesting. So there might be a new so we have communication about, okay, so you need to pay attention to something, but it's also good news with the Page of Pentacles. Need to take action, be bold, assertive, but there is a new emotional fulfillment potentially, and there is either a choice or union in the potential future, or that is something that you need to address, tackle, be aware of. But there's definitely communication that will require being studious, paying attention to details, knowing the worth and value of things, how to invest, where to invest, that sort of stuff. One more, I'm gonna cut it. Hello, merge. And I will use the bottom of the deck to clarify the main energy. Oh, and that is interesting. We have this single energy, this very self-sufficient, self-satisfied energy even. And look at how smug she is. Like, she's in control of her emotions. She controls the flow, the abundance, and she's very smug about it. She's happy, she's content, life is good. And here we have that ace. This is getting interesting, by the way. This is getting very interesting. And I get that 10, so wait. 2, no, screw it. Not shuffled correctly. Whoops. We have too many moving away. Okay, swords, pentacles, or is it just that section? Poverty, collaboration, and the sun. Okay, no wait, I'm gonna keep it. Did I put away something? Oh, no. We're gonna shuffle some more. I'm gonna disregard this whole bit. I'm gonna shuffle some more. Be right back. And we are officially back with your spread. So, oh, by the way, not to scare you all, there might be reversed cards. We're gonna read them as such. It's just a sign of stuck energy, nothing to be afraid of. Do not worry. And is this straight? Okay, it's better. It's a bit wonky, but we'll live until I figure out. I might use my phone. I will see. This is my camera at the moment. So, dear Scorpio, at the heart of the read, denial, and this is absolutely fascinating and almost humorous if you bear with me. The pièce de résistance. What negatives or positive people point out to me that I have difficulty accepting, that you are stalling for time, that you have difficulty making a decision, which is technically more of a labor acting, but here you are, as a Scorpio, I did have Scorpios in mind, here you are having difficulty, apparently, making a decision. So it feels like you are stalling for time in regards of a second chance with either someone or a situation. Let's zoom in so we have a nice view of the cards, because that is the central theme. How should I say this? It is clear, sharp. Yeah, it is sharp. Okay. So when people point out that you are not giving second chances, that you are not allowing perhaps people who have betrayed you or done you wrong, and you are not allowing them back in your heart space especially, or that you are taking way too much time to hear their excuses or their justifications to analyze the situation and maybe give them a second chance, you don't like that being brought up. It's a bit of a blind spot for you. But on the other hand, I can understand where you're coming from. Scorpios, being a water sign, your emotions are pretty much close to sacred. And if someone betrays you, obviously you're not gonna like open the door to the motherfucker and like roll out the red carpet, hey, come back in my life and betray me or lie upon me or whatever once more because first time wasn't enough sort of deal. So when you cut out someone, you cut them out, and then when they try to come back and when they want a revival, a second chance, a new hope, you're like, let me think about it. But then your thinking about it drags on and on and on, and you are stalling for time very consciously, very knowingly, and you refuse to even give them the attention that they so desperately crave from your end. It's like, I'm not seeing you, I'm not letting you into my heart space, I said what I said, I'm gonna think about it, but really you're like, fuck right off, mate. I thought about it and you're not coming back, sort of situation. But the way they perceive it is that you are just procrastinating in giving them a second chance. Whereas what you see is, you hurt me, fuck off, I'm not interested in opening that door once more. And you are either very aware of this, or you are very much in denial of this, because the center position is the denial. Depending on who has been cut out of your life and that you are now blocking, this can be a positive or negative. And you are having slight difficulties in accepting criticism on the behalf or from that party that has been blocked out, that is now seeking revival and a second chance, and you are showing them a very stern but very mellow opposition. It's like, I know the situation, I know what you want, I know what you did to me, but right now I'm not being swayed by emotions. I'm being guided by logic, by facts, by memories. I have receipts, and you are not gonna play me the world's tiniest violin and try to sway my emotions so that I'm gonna let you in again. So opening that door, that opportunity to be hurt again. And again, this is depending on how you see your life. This could be a negative or a positive that people highlight to you. And if you're in full knowledge of this, it's hunky-dory. But if you're in denial, it's better that you know the facts so you can better address if people bring this up in your life. And now we're gonna move to the second position of the cards, which was anxiety, which is something that causes anxiety in your life. Like when you get anxious, nervous, or sensitive with others, what is the sensitive chord that has been struck? And this is all about being fair and just and giving back what has been given to you. The question here to ask, are you the person who has all the finances to give back? And this could be finances, attention, time, or karmic ties, or just energy, or it's not necessarily concrete financial money. It can be just attention, time, or service, whatever. Are you the person giving, or are you one of the person who is receiving from others? Because this is what gives you anxiety. Like, are you in power of giving back? Are you in a position to receive? Because there is a sense of being chained if you feel, or if you are finding yourself in a position of having to give or get back. You feel like it's like a contract or a tie that will chain you and bind you to this other party, and you are not exactly comfortable with the concept of owing people whatever, money, energy, time, attention, validation, any sort of thing. At the core of your heart, this feels a little toxic. And my question here, Is this because people have taken advantage of your good, generous nature in the past? So now when you are feeling in the higher power, authority place of being able to give, you feel like people will take advantage of you and chain you in this cycle of always being the one who gives, who gives, who gives. On the other hand, if you are the person receiving, you can equally feel anxious because you feel weakened, as in weak, W-E-A-K. You feel lesser than the person who has all these finances. You feel like, why do I need to give back since they already have all those resources, whereas you don't. So there is an inferiority complex in regards to this otherwise harmonious exchange and like this balanced exchange of things. That the thing to consider is in which direction are the scales of the balance swaying, your advantage or your disadvantage, and what makes it so that you feel that it's toxic, dangerous potentially, or limiting your freedom, binding you, chaining you, and keeping you in a toxic cycle, because that is what you do not like. That is what is causing you anxiety. Having to owe someone something, or knowing that someone owes you something, creates this binding chain that you are not comfortable with. You are more like to each their own, and not having these chains of you owe me, I owe you sort of deal. And this can be literally anything, I'm just saying. So, but this is what creates anxiety in you, this sense of owing someone something makes you feel chained and trapped, and with that it's like just spiraling down the inferno of, I don't want to do this because I feel trapped and chained. Where you lack confidence in beauty and growth and abundance, which is interesting theme since we just covered or tackled the principle of being fair and giving back when it's possible to give. The question now is, or the concern, the energy, the highlight, inferiority, when you lack confidence and why or how come. And it's about being so abundant that you have the power and the generosity to give because you have a source of income that is abundant and unbridled, cyclical, that you can rely upon. But the question is this a time of resting and period? Like, it's not that you are not being generous, you're just being a bit slow with it, and you carefully consider to whom you give and in what proportions, in what capacity, in what fashion. And you don't want to feel like a weak person being taken advantage if you give too much, going back to your previous cards. But also, so you're trying to find a fair balance in being generous but not taken advantage of. If you are the one who is receiving, your inferiority complex stems from the fact that maybe you are too slow to heal and consider things, and you are missing out on opportunities for growth and to nurture yourself. So you see as investing in yourself as potentially selfish, but on the other hand, giving to others also or owing others traps you in this anxious, toxic cycle of feeling chained and bound and not comfortable at all. You'd rather be set on your own, maybe tired and exhausted from having to be self-sufficient, but at least you are not chained and bound and thus deprived of your freedom of movement. Inferiority. With the Empress and the concept of inferiority, do you also feel weak because you actually care about others? You care to help them or see them grow stronger, to be a sort of a maternal figure, but in the sense of being a provider, taking care of them, nurturing them, showing them beauty and empathy and hope of growth on their own. And if this is taking too great of a toll on your energy, don't forget to take a time out and just rest and recuperate and think things through and see how you can better adjust the course of action so that it doesn't become toxic, chaining, or taking too much away from you. Because if you're completely depleted, you can no longer work on your own garden and thus grow the fruits and vegetables and the wheat that normally constitute your whole source of richness and upon which you can depend to have money and resources to distribute to those who seek your help. Next set would be anger. What qualities in a person do you most dislike or have difficulty dealing with? Anger is fear in disguise. So you basically don't like people who take way the fuck too much time to analyze things. They have invested in a certain course of action and now they are taking a step back to analyze what has happened. Whereas this card is about the same, but mental rest, because they need to recuperate from exhaustion. This guy has done the work. Let's say he has planted a whole field of cabbages. It's now harvest time, but the cabbages are way small and not the right green, and it's just disappointing. So all that invested time didn't produce what he exactly wanted. How can he course correct now to make it how he ultimately, ideally, preferably would like the outcome of? Whereas this one absolutely needs to take a rest for his mental fortitude because it's just exhausting, and a fresh mind can think things in a different way, in a clearer way, to handle or tackle situations coming at him. Whereas a tired mind will make stupid decisions. And this is very interesting because we have two very opposing energies. So one thing, you either don't like Geminis, which I can get you on that, or you don't like people who bait and switch. On one hand, they promise a sense of stability and growth and change for the next crop, but then they come with this whole new wild idea of something completely different that has no link whatsoever to the previous topic, and you're like, bro, we were talking about this, not that. So you don't like the, how should I say, overly, almost hypermanic switch from one state to the other. One is being dependable and reliable on the work that you have done, and the other one is the pure fire, fuel, energy, the drive to do something. But this combination, it's like, I have done something that has not worked, So I'm just gonna ditch everything in the trash, literally, and try something completely different. You are an opera singer, I'm gonna raise chickens. It's that sort of energy, and you don't like the bait and switch, like the too harsh transition between two things. Instead of fixing what is presently at hand that needs maybe a little bit tweaking, not too much, and this energy will completely annihilate the thing instead of fixing it in a smoother way. And this just comes very aggressively annoying at you, like, take a chill, bro, we can fix this. There's no need to rush and just throw the whole garden out, or like quit your whole life because something isn't coming out the way you ideally imagined, fantasized that it would come out. What do you rarely talk about? Dissatisfaction, that you are not already content. You have a certain set of things, emotions, hobbies, money, power, whatever, but neither of these things is bringing you a full satisfaction, and you are not seeing this fourth cup being brought by the universe to you to, like, maybe hopefully inspire you and make you happy. Ooh, and this is in regards to the Queen of Wands, which is bold, fierce, beautiful, assertive, the boss bitch babe, the BBB. So you're not talking about how dissatisfied you are, maybe lacking this drive, this this momentum to communicate what you're passionate about, the way you would like ideally to share those things. On the other hand, I would ask, are you overworked and there's not enough hobby time? Because the Queen of Wands tends to be a workaholic, but investing so much energy and time in work can lead to being a burnout. So you have the house, the pet, the land, because you work so hard, but you're dissatisfied because you are lacking that quintessential just feeling happy and fulfilled and satisfied with your life. You are not talking about how you want to be bold and sassy and determined, fiery, just be a snarky, sassy bitch that will light up the room by her sole presence, because you think it's better to keep quiet and not get into trouble. You would like to express this side of you, but maybe you're afraid of being judged. Last set of cards: self-loathing, self-hatred, self-love. What you don't like about yourself that you should learn to forgive yourself in the first place, and then love about you in the second place. And this is the Seven of Wands. It's having the, oh my god, it's trying to move already. Having the upper ground, the step above with the view down below. So you are always 2 steps ahead, and you hate that about yourself because it causes a bit of overthinking and anxiety, which interesting. Is this in relation to not speaking that sassy, bold, snarky attitude that you cannot express? Because let's see the continuation here. Although you have the upper ground, you feel miserable, and this being stuck energy carries out into the night, where you may have sleepless nights and feel just like stressing over things because you're refraining yourself of fully expressing how you think and wish you could express yourself. Queens are very social, very networking, they know the castle and the people in the castle, in the kingdom also, but most of the castle. So it's very, not gossipy per se, but just the whole sense of knowing the intricacies of human interactions and who said what to whom and how does it feel. You are on the advantageous point of higher on the cliff or the hill and having almost a bird's eye view on the situation, but you cannot express yourself the way you want, and this causes you to be miserable and just completely dissatisfied, but to the point where it's ruining your quality of life and stressing you out so badly that you have just these unaddressed regrets that may keep you awake at night or sleeping poorly because you overthink these things. And you know that you have the advantage and like the position above, like 2 steps ahead of everybody, but having to censor yourself or limit your expression or expressiveness is a hindrance to the quality of your life and your happiness and your emotional well-being. And so this was your shadow work spread. Final words, I would say try to yoink. So from what you, let's say, remember from all of this stuff that I just said, if you can pinpoint events in your life or attitudes or sentiments that resonate in the context of what these cards mean, that you know that you can address, maybe journal, take some notes and see what you can change to make it more agreeable for your headspace and your heart space to live in without infringing on your comfort or other people's comforts and liberty of expression of freedom of thought and speech, but also in a way that will try to benefit you and heal you and make you stronger, because it's pretty move it please. I cannot wait to be back home in my village where there's no fucking traffic. And of course you have to pass right by my window, of course you have to. So take a sacred moment to nurture the best in you, address these things which bring much dissatisfaction to you, and see how you can find middle grounds between you and your perception of outside factors, and how not to let them overtake you, trigger you, or cause emotional reactions that will fester if you keep all that stuff inside, because that is not the point. So I'm gonna shuffle a few oracle cards and be right back. And we are back. I'm back for the whatever. We're gonna be using 3 oracle decks, which are as follows. Future Higher Self Oracle deck. This is your future you or higher you that is leaving you the present you a message. Soul Whispers, and I really love this one, Shadow Work Oracle. This one popped you like a bonus card. The other ones, normally 2 popped out, but I asked for like a final 3rd one. This one, they were just like a fucking fire. So let's dive into it. And again, I'm gonna use my little wooden thingy, and we're gonna zoom in so we have a nice view on the cards. Beautiful. Reach for your dream knowing that it's already coming true. This would be the Queen of Wands and the Empress. It's already in your grasp, in your power. You just need to like basically accept it. Intention and action. Launch all your dreams, which goes back to the first card basically. You are never lost, but only foregoing a path to new worlds. Again, if you are dissatisfied, discontent, not overly happy where you are in your life at this moment where you are seeing this read, try to go deep within yourself. See what your passions are, what your interests are, what you can harness that has potential for both fulfilling, but also that you can harness in a way that it can provide security, stability, and comfort. These cards we have. Dum dum dum. 2 Ancestors. Clearing ancestral agreements, pain, trauma, limiting beliefs, imprints, healing, ancestral line, and future. This is again from your shadow work spread. All those things that trigger you, that are not satisfying, not fulfilling, that you feel chain bound and have a negative reaction towards. This might come from ancestral, passed down the line through your genetics, literally through your genes, ways of perceiving situations. So if you can address that and heal that, you will heal your whole line and your descendants. Unconscious, not awake, unawareness of self, prefer familiarity of unconsciousness, asleep, but think you're awake. This would be that sort of the very negative and passive aspect of the Four of Swords, which normally is a required time out to rest and recuperate and heal. But if you are lingering too much into that, you are basically putting yourself in this swamp comfort zone situation where you are never waking up and thus never putting like the brakes on your own self growth and potential for growing and healing. Soul purpose, soul birthing process, discovering your soul purpose, unfolding your unique abilities. This is the Empress and a Queen of Wands merged together. You have the potential of creating something beautiful that is satisfying, bold, passionate, that will bring you happiness, but also in a concrete way, something that you can depend upon, like planting those seeds in the ground, watering them, taking care of them, taking out the weeds, so you have the guarantee of crop. And how to course correct with the Seven of Pentacles if you do not like the way your crops are looking, if there are bug infestations or something like that, what solutions are at your disposal so you can course correct, adjust, and have a better crop next time. Last set. The bonus card. Everything in sight, everything in sight. Mental contest. Strength isn't from winning. Struggles define strength. Control, power, repressed. So if you are repressing, and this was one of the card combinations, if you're not allowing yourself to express yourself in the way that you would ideally want, you are technically, well, not exactly harming yourself, but hindering yourself and your growth and your potential. Inner balance. What you resist persists. What you accept transforms. Wholeness, duality. I mean, it's basically self-explanatory. The more you resist to change and to things that trigger you or make you feel uncomfortable, the more that will occur into your life until you accept and somehow manage to switch the way that force, that event that makes you feel so uncomfortable that you're resisting will lose its power of triggering you, and it will become just something mundane, that of why did I make a fuss about it. Defensive. Unseen resistance to unresolved issues. Explore with curiosity, which basically goes back to the previous card. Reflection, acceptance, growth. If you can change your perspective on things that trigger you, that chain you, bind you, and makes you anxious and feel uncomfortable to a certain extent, and grow gradually, baby steps. If you can change those things, switch those things around, it will only benefit you in the long run, because you will have even more steps ahead on the competition, on the others, on the whole landscape. You will be even more higher, on a higher level, so you can have a bird's eye view on the whole land beneath you, so you will know precisely, you have your enemies or whatever potential dangers in sight, and so you can backtrack instead of going blindly into the unknown. Divine juggling. Master different aspects of yourself, both light and dark. Progress, inner harmony. This is balancing contradictory elements. So the things that definitely trigger you, that make you feel uncomfortable, remember that Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. One is very slow, stable, grounded, dependable. The other one is very fast-paced, focused, energetic, fiery. It's pure drive to like win the race and to communicate and to get things done. Whereas the other one is more like, shit, I fucked this up, or this fucked up somehow. How can I change it? What are my solutions? What are my possibilities? How can I mend? How can I fix? And it's gonna be a slow process, and I have to like do research, and I'm gonna have to replant, re-water, re-clean the weeds, re. The other one is bang, bang, bang. But if you manage to find the middle ground between these two very opposing energies, you will juggle things and shoot straight to the bullseye. And with this, we will conclude your shadow work, spread, and read for the sign of Scorpio. Tune in for more reads, more spreads, more messages if you are so inclined and like my style or my voice, or if you want to support me. Ciao ciao, love you, bye bye, peace out.